Late this afternoon, the city of Abbotsford lifted its remaining evacuation orders. But the flood cleanup is far from over. Premier David Eby says he will be calling on Ottawa for help so this kind of flooding disaster doesn't become a regular occurrence. CTV's Michelle Bernaro has the latest.
There are still flooded fields on Sumas Prairie. But even as the waters recede, there's plenty of work to be done.
Water made it up about here where the sawdust was sticking.
The water on this dairy farm reaching about 5 feet last week at its peak.
Unfortunately, we did have to dump one tank of milk because Saturday morning it was just too deep to get the milk truck in.
The Premier, who was in Abbotsford Wednesday speaking with farmers and business owners, says the floods have been devastating. He intends to raise what happened here, including the shutdown of Highway 1 for almost 48 hours at the upcoming First Minister's meeting with the Prime Minister and other premiers.
This is also a national issue. This is our Highway 1. This is a major goods corridor for the entire country. And addressing Highway 1 stability, ensuring that it's protected from floods from Washington State.
Flooding in Abbotsford began after the Nooksack River in Washington spilled its banks, triggering record flooding in that state. The Premier has spoken to the Governor of Washington State, offering assistance.
He offered the same to us. Fortunately, we don't need that assistance right now. What we need is a long-term resolution of resolving the water coming over from Washington State into British Columbia. And I look forward to working with him on that challenge.
Meanwhile, Abbotsford's Chamber of Commerce says it's been trying for years to make Ottawa realize the economic consequences of flooding.
Anytime there's a closure to Highway 1, you're talking about many millions of dollars of economic impact. What we get really concerned about is what that means for our supply chains and for the long-term economic impact of these types of flooding events on our region.
Damage assessments from last week's flood are ongoing, but in Abbotsford, a clearer picture of some of the losses is now emerging.
BC Poultry estimates 175,000 birds were lost during the flooding. 6 barns were impacted, including that one in behind me.
My parents and brother have a poultry farm right here, and they sandbagged. They did everything they could, but ultimately the water came over the foundations of the barn.
Businesses are also cleaning up.
The water was 3 feet up in our lunchroom, so we got to check to see if they, have to rip the walls off, and it's going to be mold in there and stuff like that if you don't dry it out completely.
And the worry is that unless something changes, floods could happen again. Michelle Bernaro, CTV News, Abbotsford.